it's steroid, yes. It's a steroid. Okay. Why is steroid? Because it's structured with steroid ring. A, B, C, D, okay. 27 cartons. All these 27 cartons from acetyl-CoA. It is anabolism, so activated by insulin, anabolic hormone. So synthesis of cholesterol increases in fat states. Fat state, high carbohydrate. Intake would lead to hypocholesterolemia. Okay. So this step, it is condensation between two molecules of acetyl-CoA. Okay. Thiolase enzyme. But it is cytoplasmic. So synthesis of cholesterol in cytoplasm and some reactions in microsome. Okay, so synthesis in cytoplasm and some reactions in the microsome. Okay, acetyl-CoA format. Again, condensation with acetyl-CoA. It is NH-CoA as in ketogenesis. It is NH-CoA synthase. So CoA is H released. Oh yes? CoA is H released. Okay? So there is similarity between the synthesis of cholesterol and synthesis of ketone bodies. But ketone bodies in mitochondria, cholesterol in the cytoplasm. So there is similarity in structure, in synthesis. Okay? Okay. HMG-CoA reduced by HMG-CoA reductase. And it is the regulatory enzyme. The regulatory enzyme. Okay? HMG-CoA. 2-mevalonate. Mevalonate. Okay? HMG-CoA 2-mevalonate. Okay. The mevalonate will undergo the series of reactions, phosphorylation, three phosphato group will involved with a reaction. Okay? فسلسلة reactions وتتحول إلى أيزو بنزينيل بايروفوسفات. Okay. One molecule of isopentenyl pyrophosphate will isomerize to methyl allyl pyrophosphate. It is 5 carbon. It is 5 carbon. It is 6 carbons. So decarboxylation. Okay? Lots of enzymes, phosphatase kinases, phosphorylation, yeah? Okay, so 4 steps of reactions. Okay? But the most important step in biosynthesis of cholesterol is the formation of methionine. Why? Because it is synthesis regulated at this step. Okay. Isopentanate pyrophosphate will condense it with the methyl allyl. 5 carbon with 5 carbon is 10 carbon. Geranyl CoA. Geranyl. Geranyl CoA. Okay? The geranyl CoA will isomerize, will condense it with isopentanate pyrophosphate.
15 مع 15 ايه
Squalene. Squalene. Cholesterol it is 27 carbons, yes? Squalene 30 carbons. So lots of reactions, maybe 19 reactions, complex cell reactions, lots. And so decarboxylation. So methyl group will release the carbon dioxide. causes fuel. سلسلة تفاعلات كثيرة. حول إلى cholesterol. But the most important step is the formation of methionine. So steps of cholesterol synthesis. Number 1, synthesis of methionine. Number 2, formation of isopentyl. Five carbons. Okay, 6 carbons. Number 3, formation of squalene. 30 carbons. Squalene formation. Number 4, cyclization. This is aliphatic. It is not ring aliphatic. Will cyclize it. Number 4, cyclization. Cyclization, decarboxylation. So formation of ring. It's a sterol ring, cholesterol. Sterol ring. Okay. Regulatory enzyme it is MG-CoA. Reductase. MG-CoA reductase. Regulated by 4 pathways. Number 1, feedback inhibition. So elevation of cholesterol elevation will inhibit FHMG co-A reductase. So the product inhibiting the regulatory enzyme, feedback inhibition. Okay. And liver. Yes. Because there is lots of sites for synthesis of cholesterol. So skeletal muscle, okay, liver, intestine, okay. In adults, synthesis of cholesterol in the brain is absent. No synthesis for cholesterol in the brain in adults. In children, there is huge synthesis of cholesterol in the brain, very active in children, in neonates. Okay, adults, synthesis of cholesterol in the brain is absent. Okay, so cannot be synthesized in adult in the brain. Okay, so ingestion of cholesterol, red meat, will inhibit the synthesis of cholesterol in liver, not in other organs. So feedback inhibition will be in liver. Okay. Okay. But the effect of feedback inhibition is lower than the effect of hormones in cholesterol synthesis. So there is hormonal regulation. Okay, so insulin dephosphorylating FHMG co-A reductase. So dephosphorylated form is active. Glucagon and other stress hormones will cause the phosphorylation
inactive.
of HMG co-A reductase. Okay, so the phosphorylated form is inactive, dephosphorylated form is active. Okay, number 3, okay, hormone, thyroid hormone, yes, thyroid hormone. Thyroid hormone is elevating the cyclic adenosine monophosphate, so phosphorylation. Therefore, thyrotoxicosis will lead to hypocholesterolemia. But hypothyroidism will lead to hypercholesterolemia. So, thyrotoxicosis is hypersecretion of thyroid hormone will lead to hypofunction of thyroid hormone or hypoactivity of pituitary gland will lead to hypercholesterolemia. Why? Pituitary gland. Why? Because pituitary gland is controlling the thyroid gland by thyroid stimulating hormone. Yes. Yes. Physiology. Okay. So the hormonal activation is stronger than the feedback inhibition. فلما يكون موجود انسولين حتى لما انت تاكل cholesterol, the synthesis of cholesterol cannot be inhibited by feedback inhibition. Why? Because the effect of insulin is more than the effect of cholesterol feedback inhibition. So high carbohydrate intake, okay, hyperglycemia will lead to hypercholesterolemia. Why? Because of presence of anabolic hormone insulin, dephosphorylating the HMG co-A reductase. Okay, So diabetes mellitus class 2, uncontrolled diabetes mellitus class 2, to hypercholesterolemia, cardiovascular diseases, atherosclerosis. But atherosclerosis formed after decades of hypercholesterolemia. Okay. So hypercholesterolemia, very low density lipoprotein will be secreted from the liver. Low density lipoprotein will circulate in the liver. Low density lipoprotein is bad. Okay. Number three is the regulation by the genetic expression. So gene regulation. There is a protein in endoplasmic reticulum and in the cell membrane also of nuclear membrane. ترى أنا عندي nucleus cells and the plasmic reticulum just adding nucleus. There is chromosomes. Yes. There is a protein in the nucleus. In cell membrane of a nuclear cells or in the plasmic reticulum. This protein is a steroid regulatory element binding protein. So there is a protein, steroid regulatory element binding protein. So it's a protein binding with steroid regulatory element. Where is the steroid regulatory element? Steroid regulatory element is the position in the chromosome. So now على chromosome there is a steroid regulatory element. Protein and the outer surface of nuclear membrane and the plasmic reticulum. Okay. When the level of cholesterol decreases in the cytoplasm, the steroid regulatory element will be cleaved. So hydrolysis will be cleaved, steroid regulatory element will be cleaved, and when cleaved, activated. When activated, can penetrate the nuclear membrane to the steroid regulatory element. Steroid regulatory element. So steroid regulatory element binding protein migrated from endoplasmic reticulum to the chromosome. Where is the chromosome? In the steroid regulatory element. What is the steroid regulatory element? Steroid regulatory element is positioned in the chromosome by which the steroid regulatory element can bind. When the steroid regulatory element binding protein binding with the steroid regulatory element, the gene expression will be activated. So the quantity of ATH in the gene CoA reductase will increase. Okay, gene expression is the transcription translation. So steroid regulatory element binding protein is transcription factor. Transcription. So steroid regulatory element binding protein is transcription factor. Transcription factor. Transcription activator. Transcription factor. Okay. When the level of cholesterol elevated, steroid regulatory element binding protein will dissociate from steroid regulatory element back to the endoplasmic reticulum and the outer surface of the nuclear membrane, and the gene expression will be decreased. So the quantity of HMG-CoA reductase will be decreased. Okay. Also, chromosomes responsible for synthesis of low-density lipoprotein receptors. Low-density lipoprotein receptors. And decreasing number of low-density lipoprotein receptors will lead to hypercholesterolemia. Okay? Low-density lipoprotein receptors decrease. That means the low-density lipoprotein will circulate in more time. So higher probability for deposition of low-density lipoprotein in more of blood vessels. Yes? Okay. So we have three sources of cholesterol: diet, de novo synthesis from acetyl-CoA, but the source of acetyl-CoA in this case is mainly carbohydrate. It is not from fatty acids, from carbohydrate or high protein intake with low physical activity, bad lifestyle, low sport, low ATP consumption. Low ATP consumption, that means high ATP. So ATP enough, electron transport chain will be inhibited, NADH will increase it. When NADH increases, it will inhibit the regulatory enzyme of the Krebs cycle, isostrate dehydrogenase. So the acetyl-CoA cannot enter the Krebs cycle. So what are the effects of acetyl-CoA in this case? It is conversion to fatty acid or cholesterol, hypercholesterolemia. But physical activity, sport, will lead to using or consumption of TB for myosin phosphorylation, yes? Contraction. So NADH will not be stimulated, electron transport chain will be active also, and the Krebs cycle will be active, so the acetyl-CoA will not be accumulated. So low probability for fatty acid synthesis and cholesterol synthesis. So it is also depending on lifestyle, our lifestyle. So high carbohydrate intake will lead to hypercholesterolemia, especially in leptin deficiency. So leptin deficiency will lead to high carbohydrate intake. Third source of ATP of cholesterol, it is hydrolysis of cholesterol ester. So in our biological system, cholesterol, different phase for cholesterol. So cholesterol can be esterified in the liver and adipose tissue and the intestine. And second phase of cholesterol, it is conversion to cholic acid, bile acids, chenodeoxycholic acid, glycocholic acid, lipocholic acid, taurocholic acid, oxycholic acid. So converted to bile acids. And can be used for as structural function in cell membrane and for synthesis of progesterone, estrogen, hydrocortisone. So neutral steroid used for synthesis of male and female sex hormones, mineralocorticoids, for example, aldosterone, and glucocorticoids, for example, hydrocortisone. Okay, used also for how cholesterol also consumed for synthesis of vitamin D. Yes, 7-dehydrocholesterol under skin, converted to vitamin D, sunlight, and will be activated in liver and kidney. Okay, vitamin D. Okay, so there is similarity in structure between the cholesterol synthesis and ketone body synthesis. The similarity only في الفورميشن of British MG CoA. بعد تالي ما عادش في similarity. الكوليسترول British MG CoA reductase and ketone bodies ligase. Okay. 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 Third and important enzyme, important regulation, it is by competitive inhibition. Competitive inhibition. Statin is a drug. There is a drug, statin is a drug. Simvastatin, atorvastatin, bravastatin, rosuvastatin. Group of statins. Third and fourth step of regulation of British MG CoA, like I said, is by competitive inhibition. So there is a statin as a drug. Statin is drugs, for example, atorvastatin, simvastatin, rosuvastatin, and so on. Yes. So these statins drugs, for example, bravastatin. Bravastatin or atorvastatin, there is similarity in structure. Similarity in structure between HMG CoA and statin drug. So enzyme HMG CoA reductase cannot differentiate between HMG CoA and statin drugs. So there is competition between the statin to interact at the active site and the HMG CoA reductase. And there is a choice drugs for treatment of hypercholesterolemia is the statin drugs. Okay? Statin drugs in treatment of hypercholesterolemia. Okay. Sometimes statin drugs use it in combination with the drug that inhibit the cholesterol absorption. It is azitinib. Azitinib. So azitinib inhibiting the absorption. So inhibiting the exogenous source of cholesterol. Statin is a drug that inhibits the endogenous source of cholesterol. So there is endogenous source of cholesterol, so our biological system can prepare cholesterol. We can inhibit the synthesis by statin drugs. But toxicity by statin drugs or elevation dose of statin drugs will lead to skin dryness. Why? Because the cholesterol also involved in structure of cell membrane. Okay, so toxicity or elevation dose of the statin drugs will lead to skin dryness. Skin dryness. So, why? Because destruction of cell membrane. Indigenous source of cholesterol. And 70% of your cholesterol prepared by our biological system. Yes. But we can decrease the synthesis of cholesterol by decreasing the level of the insulin. How we can decrease the level of insulin? By eating fibers. So eating fibers will lead to decreasing or delaying absorption of glucose. Delaying or decreasing absorption of glucose will lead to inhibition. So high glucose, high insulin. Yes, but the level of insulin will not be decreased. will take a time to decrease. 8 hours, 10 hours to decrease to normal. So in these 10 hours, there will be high insulin. A high insulin, it is anabolic hormone, it's a growth factor, will lead to hypercholesterolemia. Okay, for a long time. So high carbohydrate intake with a low fiber, high glucose. Okay, so high glucose, high insulin. Glucose will decrease it, insulin will be staying for a long time elevated in our biological system. Okay, so lipogenesis will occur, fatty acid synthesis, triacylglycerol, cholesterol. So for a long time, high carbohydrate and bad lifestyle will lead to cardiovascular disease and may lead also to diabetes mellitus class 2. Why? Because high level resistance to insulin. Yes. Okay, but the resistance to insulin only in transportation of glucose. But the lipogenesis will increase. Okay, lipogenesis will increase. So the effect, the resistance to what? To transportation of glucose from bloodstream to the cytoplasm. So it is all about the lifestyle. Okay. Glucose, low density lipoprotein absorbed by mediated endocytosis. Mediated endocytosis, yes? This is the cell membrane. There is receptor for the low density lipoprotein. It is low density lipoprotein receptor. Okay. The low density lipoprotein. Low density lipoprotein. There is a protein. It is above the B100. Yes. Okay. Interaction. So it is mediated. So above B100 is the ligand between the low density lipoprotein and the receptor. So any mutation in B100 will lead to hypercholesterolemia, genetic disease, familial hypercholesterolemia. And also any mutation in low density lipoprotein receptor will lead to hypercholesterolemia. But these are genetic diseases. So all of them are repaired from gene expression. So there is interaction. Then the cell membrane will be engulfed. So formation of ball. Yes, so engulfed. So will be here the low density lipoprotein with its receptor. So receptor will be low density lipoprotein involved. Number 3, it is formation or coating of this engulfed by clathrin. So this is the clathrin. What is the clathrin? It is cytoplasmic protein. We coat the complex with its receptor. Okay. Number Number 4, it is the transportation of the low density lipoprotein with its receptor in cytoplasm. Low density lipoprotein receptor cytoplasm. Okay, then clathrin will back to the cell membrane. Clathrin will back to the cell membrane. Low density lipoprotein, the receptor will bind with the lysosome. So lysosome with the low density lipoprotein with the receptor. Okay? We know that the lysosome is highly rich in lysis enzymes, yes? So all of these compounds will be hydrolyzed. So triacylglycerol will tag to fatty acid and glycerol. Cholesterol ester will cholesterol and fatty acid. Abu E will be hydrolyzed to amino acids. Okay? So complete hydrolysis of all proteins and tags and cholesterol ester. Okay? Two simple compounds, amino acids, fatty acids, and cholesterol. And then cholesterol will be used. It is depending on organ. It is gonades. 6 hormones will be produced, yes. The adrenal gland, yes. Cortex of adrenal gland, hydrocortisone, okay. Aldosterone in kidney, okay. So different fates, structural function of cell membrane. If the liver, in liver, cholesterol will be converted to bile acids. Cholesterol will also be distributed under the skin. 70 hydrocholesterol will divide to 70 hydrocholesterol. Sunlight, morning, vitamin D. So different phases for cholesterol. Okay, and hypersecretion of cholesterol by bile will lead to bile stool. So the composition, one of the composition, different phases, different classes of bile stool. Bile stool may be very high cholesterol with bile acid, or other compounds with bile acids and cholesterol. So different sizes, different composition of bile stool. But mainly, the main composition of bile stool is the cholesterol. Okay. Okay. So the low density lipoprotein is circulating in blood. Okay, and there is normal value for low density lipoprotein. Total cholesterol must be less than 200 milligram per deciliter. More than for a long time may lead to hypercholesterolemia. Okay. And there is diseases at which the cholesterol elevated. It is diabetes mellitus class 2, nephrotic syndrome. So the secretion will decrease. Obstructive jaundice. So cholesterol converted to bile acid to bile. If there is obstruction in bile duct or hepatic bile duct, so the cholesterol, so the bile acid will accumulate, feedback inhibition to alpha hydroxylase, cholesterol alpha hydroxylase. So cholesterol cannot be converted to bile acids. Cholesterol will accumulate in the liver, will excrete it as very low density lipoprotein. Yes, So obstructive jaundice lead to hypercholesterolemia. Yes, because one of the effects of cholesterol is conversion of cholesterol to bile acids. And bile acid is excreted to intestine. Yes? So if there is a closure to or obstruction in bile duct or hepatic bile duct will lead to hypercholesterolemia. Also inflammation of canalicular ducts will lead to hypercholesterolemia. Why? Because the secretion of the bile acids and bilirubin from hepatocytes to canalicular ducts and canalicular ducts هتتجمع وين؟ في الهيباتيك biliary duct to the bile. Yes? So any obstruction to bile ducts will lead to hypercholesterolemia. Familial hypercholesterolemia and familial hypercholesterolemia it is genetic disease. Genetic disease. So maybe due to mutation of receptors. Yes? And maybe due to mutation in ApoE or ApoB. Okay, so the low density lipoprotein cannot be absorbed by the blood tissues and will be circulating in the blood. High probability for condensation of low density lipoprotein in wall of blood vessels, especially when the composition of low density lipoprotein it's trans fatty acids. And the trans fatty acid will distract the epithelial cells of arteries. Dysfunction in the epithelial cells. Dysfunction of epithelial cells will lead to changing in the permeability of these epithelial cells. Yes? And the low density lipoprotein with the proteins aggregated under the epithelial cells, atherosclerosis. So what is the atherosclerosis? Atherosclerosis, it is deposition or deposition of the low density lipoprotein under the epithelial cells. So this is the cell wall epithelial cells. So any dysfunction of the epithelial cells. So permeability of the cell membrane will change it. And low density lipoprotein, proteins, monocytes, yes, to the layer between collagen, and the epithelial cells. So, low density lipoprotein will accumulate it with the proteins, yes, with fatty acids, with cellular debris. You know cellular debris, يعني الخلايا اللي بتتكسر مخلفاتها كذلك can be transported under the dysfunctional epithelial cells. After some time will lead to atherosclerosis. Okay. May lead to closure. Closure of the aorta, for example. Yes. And sometimes will lead to rupture. تصير أنا rupture. Complete damage to the artery, bleeding, hemorrhage, death. Because it is structure, it is not low density lipoprotein only. So the atherosclerotic plaque, يسموها فيها atherosclerotic plaque. Atherosclerotic plaque. like its composition, it is like hard wax. Hard wax cannot be removed because it is not low density lipoprotein marker. It is protein, cellular data, aggregated protein. It is low density, so it's complex, very hard to remove. Okay. اوكي حتى لو كان احنا نحاول نشوف تعمل السيل وول كمبليت دامج للارض ايش بيعملوا دامج؟ جاست دايليشن باش نسمح للباثوي بلاد ترانسبورتيشن ولكن حتى الدعامات اللي ممكن يصير لها كلوجر لو كان اللايف ستايل cannot be changed. Smoking free radical also will causes dysfunction of the epithelial cells. كانسر يصير dysfunction للابيثيليال cells بعد فترة يحتاج دعامات ثانية. Atherosclerotic and other position ممكن هون around the operation. So it is depending lifestyle, yes, dietary food, yes, and body weight. So even hypertriglyceridemia